Right, wall sharpening. We've got a special guest in, Brandon Scott, or Boom Boom.
Boom, boom.
How are you doing, buddy?
I'm good, Sean. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, mate.
Awesome.
Now, Brandon has turned professional boxing. Now, I know his father. We sort of grew up together, me and his father. So it's nice to have somebody on who's a local boy, one of the Clydach boys doing good.
Clydach through and through.
Clydach through and through. So tell us a bit about yourself, mate. Tell us a bit about, you've been boxing for years.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about your journey. Where did it start?
It started when I was 12. I'm not very good with the year, you need to remember, but I started boxing when I was just before I turned 12. And I started because I had the biggest boobs in the family. I was huge. I remember I used to get out of breath from running downstairs. Oh, I'll go downstairs, get a bag of crisps. I was knackered by the time I got off at the stairs, and I was like, oh, some red flags. I tried to close the cupboard door, and I'd have to take a step back to avoid my big belly. So I thought, oh, this is out of hand. This is, I thought this is getting ridiculous. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get some weight off. I thought, what's the most calorie burning hard sport I could think of? Boxing.
Yeah.
Obviously, boxing's hard. I thought, you know what? I'll go to a boxing gym. Maybe not take it too serious to see where my weight goes. And I started training in, and about 6 months in, I got a lot of weight down, and I thought, you know what? I've put all this hard work in. I may as well have a fight. Win or lose, I thought.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to take the pressure off myself. But I had my first fight, and I won.
Yeah.
And like they say, people with drugs, they get addicted the minute they do something.
Yeah.
The minute I had my hand raised, I was like, oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's not bad. That's not.
It's an addictive feeling.
Yeah, I had another fight, and I won that again, and I just kept winning.
That's mad.
And then I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm quite good at this.
Yeah.
So I basically dropped football. I got into Cardiff Academy. I was in the Cardiff Academy development squad as a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But I was just like, no, screw that. Oof, football was gone.
Yeah.
There was no debate. I wanted to be a boxer.
It took over.
It took over my life. It took over my school. It took over everything.
That's mad, isn't it?
I basically changed my life.
You found your passion, though.
I found my passion, like we were speaking about earlier. I found my journey.
Exactly.
I found my road.
You found it. And that's, as we were talking about, that's something that I always push for people to, don't be stuck doing a job or, especially a sport, because there's a lot of people who do sports that they don't really enjoy, but they've always sort of done it, and there's other things they would have liked to have done, because if you're passionate about something, you're going to go a lot further with that.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so it's about following your passions and your dreams. I remember seeing the story on your father's Facebook where, you had the dramatic weight loss, and I've always sort of kept an eye out, because he always shares stuff, and I've always seen your success really with boxing, and then you were unrecognisable from the kid you were who transformed and lost that weight. You were unrecognisable then, and then to see the skills you had with boxing, because you train with Mano Lightning Lee as well, don't you?
Yeah, Mano's been like my brother since day one.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first day I stepped into the boxing gym, Mano was there showing off with his skipping. Yeah. And I used to look at Mano like he was a god, but now I look at him like he's my brother. So.
Yeah, well, you've created that bond with him, and it's when you see yourself training now, the confidence, it's all coming together.
Yep, 100%. Well, you said it earlier about people doing sports they don't really enjoy.
Yeah.
There's times when, don't get me wrong, there's times when I'm like, I can't be bothered today.
Oh, yeah.
But I do it. But it's not like I just want to do this. I said in my last interview, if you want to stop me, you're going to have to kill me.
Yeah.
I want this. I'll go.
I
will go to hell and back multiple times to get where I want. No one's going to stop me.
No, and confident in that's the right, especially in a sport like boxing, that's the right attitude to have.
100%.
I mean, you see these fighters, and you can't go into that fight half-assed thinking, I'm just going to throw a few by here, and because you've got to leave it all in that ring.
100%. The training before it as well. You got to prepare yourself more mentally than physically, if anything. You've got to go in that ring with the composure of someone painting art, but at the same time, you've got to want to rip his head off.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to get a blend, and you have to stay focused. You have to be in the. It's just hard. It takes a special human being to do it, I feel. So hopefully,
Well, mate, we're going to enjoy following your journey. Who's your favourite sort of all-time boxer?
Well, you go in my room. It's Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko.
Yeah,
that man is the god. He is the G of boxing.
Yeah.
He is. Do you know, like, when every time I watch him, it's like, even when he's not doing anything, I don't care what the other guy's doing. I'm watching him. I'm like, he's so good. Even when he's getting punched, I'm like, he takes a punch like a champ. So he's in my eyes, he's a god.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm more like an old school. I love Mike Tyson.
Mike
Tyson. I know on your podcast you said something that a Mike Tyson phrase, which is like, do something you hate, but do it like you love it. I seen
Mike Tyson say a quote, and he said, it's about discipline. He said, he goes, I do what I hate, but I do it like I love it.
He's such a, you listen to Mike Tyson now, right?
Yeah.
And when you look at the person he was back, he was a savage.
Yeah.
He's still a savage now.
Savage now, yeah.
But he's so grounded now. I don't know if you listen to much of his stuff now, his podcast.
I watched a lot of him on the Joe Rogan podcasts.
Joe Rogan, he's one of my heroes. Joe Rogan is, but he's so knowledgeable with the stuff he says, and you listen to him now, he is like a completely different person. It's like another lifetime for him now, even though he's still doing a bit of fighting now, isn't he?
Yeah, I seen a picture. I said Mike Tyson in the 80s, and he was Mike Tyson with the tiger.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And there was Mike Tyson 2000 that looked like a barrel belly.
Yeah,
and they showed Mike Tyson in 2020. Then was back to look like a god.
Did you see how ripped he was? Yeah. Like, that's mad, isn't it?
Him training for Roy Jones. I was like, I'd favour him against most heavyweights now.
Well, they were saying they reckon he was going to fight Logan Paul or something. I know, like, there's a lot of that going on at the minute.
Imagine what he do to him.
Oh, my God. Well, the thing is, I don't know how it's gone on as far as it has, really, with them lot, but...
They have a big following,
it's a money making thing, that is, but... what about Tyson Fury? Who do you think's going to have the...
I love Tyson Fury.
He's brilliant.
I said in my last interview, I said, people ask me what am I thinking of these people, and I keep saying, asking me to speak about them is like asking a fish to speak about a shark.
Yeah,
but I think Tyson Fury, I don't think he's going to knock him out. I think he's going to break him down, wear him down, and then stop him in about round 9.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
He's he's a strange fighter, isn't he, Tyson Fury? I'm always rooting for him, especially he's been down the mental health road.
Yeah.
He's really been through some, I think these biggest wars he's ever had have been out of the ring, personally. Yeah. So when he steps in there, that's why he's so comfortable.
He's been there, done it, hasn't he?
That Wilder fight where he rose up like the Undertaker.
I got that clip saved on my Instagram. That's scary. That is even in the third fight, he got dropped. He just got back up.
Yeah,
the man, he's like a possessed. He's like a possessed human being.
He's got so much talent, but when you look at him, he doesn't look like I was laughing at the thing where they were saying like it had Anthony Joshua and then Tyson Fury next to each other. And they were saying, like, this is the body of a...
Just like an egg, doesn't he? Just an egg. And I'm like, you'd look at him and you'd be like, oh, is he, man?
It's mad.
It's just what's in there that counts,
he's so talented. I think
it does help. He's like nearly 7 foot as well.
His size. Yeah, his size, he's just so... He's overpowering, isn't he?
Yeah, he is overpowering. You see where he lays on people. He knows how to break them down. So I don't see how Dillian White beats him. But no.
Well, this is it, isn't it? So how do you sort of prepare when you're getting ready for specific fighters? Do you do a bit of research on the fighters, or do you just train for your own specific?
Well, it's hard to tell because I've only just come out of the amateur game, and sometimes the amateur game
it's a little bit different.
It's completely different. Yeah, tournaments you fight abroad a lot. I don't know how to spell it. Half these Eastern Europeans.
I know. Yeah, no, I don't think many do.
The keyboard like that.
I know. It's like some sort of alien language. Some of it is the lettering.
One day I woke up and I was just training in the gym in the morning, normal training, and my coach rang me and said, "Do you want to fight tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah, all right." So you know, how am I going to prepare for that? So why you know, I'm used to doing this, just bettering myself all the time.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm the best that I can be in that moment in time, that's the main thing. But as I develop now more with my pro career and I find out people I'll be fighting, I'll be studying them like a school book. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll know them better than they know themselves.
Well, yeah. Well, this is the thing. I mean, it's I think with boxing, it's such a knowledgeable sport. There's so much knowledge to learn. You know, people used to think years ago it was just getting in there and just scrapping whoever's that. But it's down to a science now.
Of course, it is sweet science. That's what
it is down to a science. You know, there's so much to learn about the fighters. You know, you're talking about. That's another thing with, I suppose you're not even at that stage at the minute, but you see some of these fighters going up and down in weight.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at my weight the other day. Well, wait, I'm going to go out. And I was thinking, I quite like super bantamweight. But then I was speaking to my dad, and he was like, no, you can make bantamweight.
Yeah.
And look, Jay Harris makes super fly, I think he makes.
Christ.
That's crazy.
That is mad, isn't it?
I've had shits to weigh more than that. You know what I mean?
Like it's crazy the amount that some of these fighters can cut, and because there are some that do make the cuts and they struggle. Yeah, well, which is understandable, you know, because it's hard enough getting in there fighting when you're feeling fully fit, I suppose.
100%. But even I know like MMA is not boxing, but I seen a picture of Conor McGregor.
Oh yeah, that's mental.
That picture of him when he's drained.
That's
drained
mental,
down,
yeah.
And it shows him on the
and look at him now, like.
And look at him now, exactly. He looks like the Hulk now.
Oh, he's proper juiced up now,
isn't he?
I don't know who he's fighting next, but he's calling out Usman, isn't he? I mean that.
What's he thinking?
He's off his head. Like the thing is, I will stay up and watch it.
Yeah, but for the money he'd get, I would fight Usman.
Well, I mean, put it this way: when they were on about him fighting Floyd Mayweather, and I was like, look, I'll fucking get in there and fight them. For that money,
for the amount of money he made, and everyone was like, it's stupid. What's he making fun of them? Well, I guarantee you, they were the ones laughing when they left there with that check that night.
Exactly. You know, I'd happily go into a coma for that sort of money. Yeah. I would, like, you know, as long as the money's there when I wake up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but yeah, it's, you know, you see some of these mad money fights going on at the minute, and you just like, I mean, it's entertainment though. I mean, even though there's so many of these fights, I've gone, well, this is fucking ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And then, but then on the other hand, I'm like, I gotta watch it. Like
100%. When Jake Paul boxed Tyron Woodley, I was one of them. What are they doing?
I know.
This is ridiculous. Did I watch it? Yes.
I know. I mean, I still don't know whether he took the fall, but
I seen something. It was like he twitched his glove.
Glove.
You know.
And now he did twist it. And when you watch it in slow motion, you're like. But then
it did make a noise though. So
yeah, he did. You just don't know. Maybe he did twist his glove to feint a bit. You know, just to give him a bit of movement. Yeah. But I don't know.
You don't know nothing.
Like
these
Woodley,
days,
you'd think to yourself every time Jake Paul was calling someone out, I kept thinking, right, Woodley's not going to take the fall. Well, Ben Askren, I was like, he's not going to take the fall. He's a fighter. He's not going to leave his...
He went down like a sack of potatoes.
And he went down like a sack of spuds, yeah. And then I thought, right, Woodley, he ain't going to fucking take any shit. Yep. And next thing, on the first one, he didn't knock him out in the first. No,
nearly did.
They went all the way, didn't they?
He hit him. He could have nearly knocked him out, and he just let off him. I was like, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah, Woodley let off Jake Paul.
Him,
yeah. Now, that made me think, why did he sort of not finish him off? But on the second one then, he knocked Tyron Woodley clean out.
It was a big shot. It was a shit fight before that. But when that shot happened, oh my God.
I know. It's the thing is, it is bringing attention to boxing, isn't it?
Well, of course it is. I know loads of like my friends now, they'd never be interested in boxing, but they're seeing Logan Paul, they're seeing Jake Paul, they're seeing all these YouTubers, so they're watching it. But I know people say, you know, it's ridiculous, but any publicity is publicity at the end of the day, so...
What's your dream fight, you know, if there's two fighters from different eras you could put together?
Dead or alive, everything?
Anything. Anything goes.
There's obviously the classic Mike Tyson versus Muhammad Ali.
Oh, I know.
That's up there with classics.
I know. And I think Tyson would take it in his prime,
So after the Joe Frazier fight, the first Joe Frazier fight, I think I would back Tyson. But again, Muhammad Ali. Or, you know.
I know. It is when it's a shame, right? With Tyson, he had after Castamado passed away. He
off
had
the
some
rails.
bad people around him that didn't guide him.
Yeah.
Because I think we would have seen so much more out of him.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. I mean, he did everything he needed to do. I think he was 19 world champion, wasn't he?
That's enough, doesn't it?
That's crazy, like.
People think of Mike Tyson more so, and they just think, oh, he just swung brainlessly. But he was so technical. He was so intelligent.
It's if you see, well, the video footage, when you see him and he's like, how old is he? 14, 15. He's knocking out these men.
I appreciate that, but he was not a 14 and 15.
I know.
He was
crazy.
He was a 14 and 50-year-old in a 30-year-old's body.
It's bonkers, isn't it?
When I was 15, I was waiting to hit puberty playing Minecraft.
Yeah, the size on him. And the thing is, he had such a tough upbringing. Yeah. Like, I was starting to wonder whether they got his age wrong. I was like, I'm like, wait there, he's got to be in his 20s. Like, they're saying he's 14, 15. Have they lost his birth certificate and they're making it up?
Yeah, there's 19-year-olds looking at him then, like, he's younger than me.
Yeah. But he said something the other day and I was laughing. He said something where it's one of his first fights. Is it, Teddy Atlas, is it? Was it Teddy Atlas training with him? And he basically knocked... The first guy he knocked out, and he stood on the guy he knocked out. And because he said in his mind, he was like, he said, I don't know what the fuck I was doing, he said. But he said he was like, war mentality. I was like, yeah, I stood on the guy. And he said, Teddy Atlas was like, what the fuck are you doing? Get off him.
That's lamping him on the floor.
And he said, I couldn't stop laughing because even Mike Tyson was going like, what the fuck was I doing? But you can just picture, I'm sure it is on video, because when he was explaining,
going through him, you can imagine
when he was explaining it, I was like, I'm sure I've fucking seen this video, and he steps on the guy, like, and he's just standing on the knocked out bloke.
Problem is, though, a beast like Mike Tyson, what are you going to do to get him off? You're not going to
do anything, are you? But it's that mindset.
Yeah.
Because I noticed as well, right, when he trained, he went really spiritual. He explored a lot with psychedelics, and he sort of, I think that's what made him come to the realization of, I can do this again.
Yeah.
And or challenging himself, can I do this again? So when he did actually do it and he started training, he turned round and he basically said, look, I'm going to do it again. But when I do it, or before he did actually say he was going to do it, he said, I'm worried that if I do start training, I'm going to bring that side out again.
And he starts like crying more or less, doesn't he?
That
was scary.
Yeah. But I noticed when he did start training, his personality did change.
Yeah.
He did go a bit, you could see the old him was there.
Yeah, he got some split personality.
Yeah. But he's just such an interesting character.
Yeah, he's got a weed farm.
Yeah.
Where's that come
from?
The
Tyson Ranch, like.
Tyson Ranch.
But he was saying he was smoking weed before going in and fighting and stuff like that.
And he was still as good as he was.
Yeah.
It makes you think, though, doesn't it? He could have been how much better he could have been.
You know, I'll never forget some of the things he said, like to do with Lennox Lewis's kids, wasn't it? When he was like, I'm going to eat your kids.
I'm going to eat your kids. Imagine like fighting someone and they say, I'm going to eat your children.
Have you had any like sort of intense face-offs or any bad nothing yet?
Not yet.
How do you feel you're going to be in these?
I think I'm going to boss that
scenarios.
Situation. I'm a good talker.
You've got to.
I'm going to make it my obligation to become a master trash talker.
Well, look at McGregor.
Look at McGregor.
I like McGregor is one of my favourite fighters of all time. I mean, I don't agree with all the shit he's done outside. He's done a lot of shit. But for me, probably one of my most inspirational in the sense of. The manifestation, I don't know if you've seen his film, The Notorious.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah. Brilliant.
The manifestation and the sheer grit and will of where he came from, everything he did, he didn't turn down a fight, he'd take it on, he had injuries.
Sacrificed everything, didn't he?
Yeah, and he still done it, and he didn't moan or nothing about it. Obviously, things changed a bit later on, but... that up until that point where that film came out, his story was just, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah,
you know,
it was.
That's a proper mentality of a fighter that's not going to leave anything in his way.
That's a different thing in itself, a mentality of a fighter.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to be confident, but not too confident.
Yeah.
You just gotta find such a good balance, otherwise the tips and everything.
Well, that's the thing. You know, there was so much stuff that fell into place in his journey.
Yeah.
Because you think to yourself, you know, you're talking about, he was saying he was going to knock Aldo out. He was saying he was going to do it within so many seconds. And you're like, Aldo's never been finished. Like, what?
And then he did it.
And then, but then people are like, you know, the Mystic Mac. And because this is the thing, you know, when you go, like with you now going into your sport, and people love, you know, a bit of personality.
Yeah.
They love a bit of persona. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I think you're going to do well with it.
100%. Well, it could be all well me sitting here like Mr. Uptight, like, yeah, I'm looking forward. I want to see how far I can go, and hopefully I go to that. No, I'm going to the top.
You're going to do it.
I'm going there. Save me a seat up there, please.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, you've got to, you know, if you've got to believe in yourself, you know. You've got to believe in yourself. And I think you've got a lot of support, you know, already. There's a lot of people locally and stuff that I know already support you massively, you know.
I've got a lot of people that support me, and I mean, I know selling tickets for this fight now. I mean, it's the show I'm on, at the dinner show, so there's only £70 tickets. Yeah. And I know it's good value for money, but £70, it's still 70 quid, isn't it? Yeah. But I've got people like Andrew Derrick, who's the trainer at the Psycho Kickboxing. Yeah. He's bought a table. That's £700. He's bought a table. Play. There's Hayden Minoric, sorry. Yeah. He owns the Minoric Buddy, like, best dogs in the business, basically. Yeah. £700 table for him as well. Can't fault it. Do you know what I mean? There's all these people buying tables off me, and there's Paul Kennedy.
That's brilliant.
Paul Kennedy's a coach at the up-and-coming Warriors gym in Celtic Strength and Fitness. He bought a table off me too. That's brilliant. And there's all these people coming in. It's heartwarming, because I'm like... Well, they're coming to support you, you know? Yeah, they're coming to watch me do something I love. Yeah. Because it doesn't feel like I'm doing it, it's my job. Well, I think I'm coming to that show as well, so I'm going to come and support you. People like you, you know, my future sponsor, you may not know it yet, but I've got one of those glass balls in the future. Mystic Mac, like. I'm Mystic Mac, and I'm seeing. Yeah. So much, my future sponsor. Well, this is it, mate, you know, and the thing is, you know, you keep doing what you're doing, mate. You're going to, you know, you're gonna do well. I know you're gonna do well. Thank you very much. It's you know. So what do you know? Have you got much to say about your new fight? All I know. Do you know much about him? I know nothing. For all I know at the minute, he could be a 30-year-old Argentinian, a 40-year-old Russian. They haven't told you nothing. So they haven't said nothing. I was wondering if you knew and you just couldn't say. I'd say, even if they told me not to say, I'd probably say. Say it anyway. I know nothing. That's mad, isn't it? Some people only find out the week of the fight. Some people can find out 6 weeks out. But as soon as I find out, I'll broadcast him everywhere. Yeah, because Mano's fighting on the card as well, isn't he? Yeah, he's fighting Jason Sillett for a Welsh title. And Jay Harris. Jay Harris is on it. Ben Crocker's on it, and we're all Swansea, sorry. Yeah. Such a small community and city. Yeah. We all attract the same people. Yeah. So, you know, everyone's going to know each other there. So it's going to be a hell of a night. Oh, it'll be a good crack, I'm sure. Like, you know. Piss up afterwards too. Yeah, we'll have a few, innit? We'll have a few. I want them to celebrate, like. To celebrate, yeah, I'm an athlete as well. But yeah, you've been doing a bit of training with Gavin as well, haven't you? Yeah, I go up there every day. It's an hour and a half up there. We train for an hour and a half back. So I leave her about 10:30. When I say Gavin Reese. Gavin Reese. Gavin the Rock Reese, former world champion. But to think that I've got a trainer with that level of experience, knowledge, it's just crazy. But it's mad, you know, how much experience he brings to the table. You know, he was training with Calzaghe. I remember seeing footage of him training with Calzaghe years ago. Yeah, you know, it's mad. Calzaghe, it grates on me because he's one of the best boxers of all time. Yeah. But because he's from Wales. They don't, in England, they don't even want to mention it. No, and he wasn't necessarily like a massive, like, trash talker like everyone else was. He just went in and done his job. He went in like the way they keep going on about Amir Khan and that, and I'm like, you know, fucking hell, like, you know, come on. You can't compare them two, can you? No, like Calzaghe is a legend. I mean, he should be
treated with more respect than that. That's something to really fucking...
Here's a question for you then. Back then versus now. Calzaghe versus Canelo, both prime. And how?
Oh, it'd be a hell of a fucking fight, wouldn't it?
Do you reckon Canelo could live with his work rate? Or do you reckon Canelo would break him down? How do you reckon?
Oh, that's a really tough one. You know, I'd always be rooting for Calzaghe. And I think Calzaghe would tire him out, and then I think it'd go through all the way. I think it'd go all the way, but Calzaghe'd win on points.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what would happen. I'd always have to back Calzaghe. I'd love to get Calzaghe in here. I don't think it can ever happen, but...
Oh, I get big enough. I'll speak to Gavin, try and get him on you.
Yeah.
Him and Gavin know each other.
Yeah, are they still speaking?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, as far as I know, I think they still speak. Well, they've known each other for ages, and they
Yeah.
play in the same gym.
I sent Calzaghe like an inbox, must have been about 2 years ago, just saying, oh, mate, I'd love to have you on. Because I always mention Calzaghe and you how... not so much underrated, because everybody here knows what he was.
Globally more, is it?
But just, you know, there should be so much more said about him, you know?
Well, I think people always seem to make up excuses why he's like not saying he's not that good. But like say
they try and say, oh, I know what you're going to say.
He beats Roy Jones. Roy Jones has passed his prime. He beat Bernard Hopkins past his prime.
Yeah, I mean,
there's haters out there everywhere.
There's people who are always going to say, it's like he fought everybody and beat whoever was in his path.
Yeah.
What more can you ask?
Well, there's always them people out there.
Yeah.
I think if I came out tomorrow and showed the world that I could walk on water, people would say he can walk on water because he can't swim.
Yeah. Or he's got inflatable shoes.
Or he's got inflatable shoes. Either way.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is, though. It's one of those things where, you'll have to ask Gavin, and Gavin to come down if he's up for it, like, you know, and Mano, you know.
We've got, obviously, there's the show on June the 11th now. Try and get him on.
Yeah.
Try and get him on there.
I'm always looking for guests to come on, and, you know, it's all about, and, you know, I'm a massive supporter of, you know, especially the youngsters, because it's so easy for the youngsters to go off route, especially in a place like Wales. There's not a massive amount of stuff to do, you know. It's easy to fall into a bit of trouble, like, I mean, I've been in it a few times, but, you know, it's easy to go down the wrong path, isn't it, you know, and there's a lot more opportunity, I feel now, where it's more reachable, it's more believable, you can reach these dreams, you know, whereas years ago it seemed to be like, I don't know, it just seemed to be a bit of a miracle if something happened years ago, whereas now it's like, you know what,
it's doable now.
It is doable, you know. We're living in a time where everything is more accessible. You can sort of, social media is a big part of it.
I was about to say with the social media, I think because you can advertise a lot more.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier to get famous. Like we were saying about Jake Paul and Logan Paul earlier. What would they be if it wasn't for social media? Would they be fighting Tyron Woodley if it wasn't for Instagram and YouTube? Would they?
No, they wouldn't even have a shot. I mean, he keeps jabbing at Dana White, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And Dana White is sort of, I don't know. I'd love to see, because Logan Paul, I think, has said he'll go and fight somebody in the UFC.
Yeah, do you know what?
I can't remember who it was, though.
He's a good wrestler as well, though. He's probably
the thing is, though, they seem to be fucking good at whatever they do. Yeah. They like, the only thing I don't agree with, well, there's a lot of shit I don't agree with, but with Jake Paul, he's calling out McGregor. Yeah. He's about fucking 5 weight classes bigger than him.
I know. They don't understand weight, do they?
It's ridiculous.
Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul. What are you doing?
I know. Well, that was stupid.
It is, isn't it?
I mean, it did look like the Rocky IV with Apollo Creed against fucking Ivan Drago. Yeah. That's what it looked like.
It did.
You know, the size difference was ridiculous, but
everything's getting ridiculous. I'm making a prediction now, yeah?
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn versus Dana White.
Oh, that'd be fucking good. That'd be good. Who would you reckon win that?
I'm backing Dana White all day long.
Yeah.
See the size in his arms.
I know. He's been on the juice for a while. Yeah. Have you seen the videos of him when he was younger? Him and Joe Rogan, they're both like that.
They're both like little twigs, and now look at them. Age doesn't work like that, pal.
Oh, it is amazing what like Dana White, they basically brought that from, it was illegal everywhere, and they had a hell of a battle on their hands, and you know, look where it is now. It's on like ESPN, and You know,
it's everywhere.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Where are things gonna go? There's bound to be something that's going to come into play that we haven't even thought of.
Yeah.
Because look at UFC, like how that's come from. It was an underground. Like, I don't know if you know much about what the UFC was.
My dad told me vaguely it was like boxers versus like sumo wrestlers.
There was no weight categories. You'd have a sumo wrestler against a jiu-jitsu. But the first one, Royce Gracie's a Brazilian, well, he's a jiu-jitsu master. Him and his family, the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. This skinny, like, Brazilian guy was choking everybody out. But they wouldn't just have one fight in a night. They'd fight, like, 3, maybe 4 fights in one night. So, say now if somebody, like, had their ankle dislocated, because I know, like, Ken Shamrock. Do you know Ken Shamrock? No. He was a wrestler in WW.
Okay.
I was going to say WWF. WWE. It was WWF at the time, but WWE. Now, he, like, fought, like, 2 or 3 fights. Then he popped his ankle, and he went out to fight in, like, the 4th one in the final, and he got finished because of that. But it was just such a weird setup, because I was like...
How was that legal?
I was like, that guy is fresh now, who's fighting...
Yeah.
Somebody'd come in then and fight for them, but they'd be fresh, and they'd be fighting these people who've lost... And I was like, it don't make sense. It had to change. But it was... It was entertainment. I mean, I've still got some of the videos somewhere. I used to buy them from HMV, and I used to buy them, and...
I gotta watch some of these. I've never seen it. I can't get them on YouTube or anything.
They definitely will. I'll show you in a bit. There'll definitely be some on YouTube. But there's like sumo wrestler who's massive, and there's like against a kickboxer, and you're just like, what is going on?
I'm trying to kick the sumo wrestler. The sumo wrestler, like, that tickles.
But then they slowly, it's seeing how the sport evolved, because it was, first of all, then they were like, right, we need to do weight categories. So then you'd see things start to change then.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, right, you don't fight 2 or 3 times in one night. You'll fight once in one night and space it out. But these events, it was crazy. They used to just try and cram it all into one night. So they'd be fighting like 4, maybe 5 times in one night.
Oh, people get brain damage.
And they'd be absolutely wrecked. So I'll have to have a look. I'll find you some videos to show you. It's crazy. But yeah, like, it's no wonder that was illegal, really, when you think about that.
Yeah, when you're describing it, I'm not surprised.
It was brutal, like, it really was, like. But there was no rules. You could bite. Yeah. You could eye gouge. You could bite, but you'd have money taken off you and given to the person you'd bitten. So that's how stupid it was. You could bite. You could kick in the head on the floor.
Bite.
Oh, yeah. You could kick in the head when they were on the floor. You'd see people's teeth coming out all over the place. Where
so
they just
legalised street fighting.
Oh, soccer kicking. But I did have a guy, right? Now, there's another guy who I interviewed. I don't know if you saw this on the last podcast I did, Liam Wilson. Now, he's from just outside of Liverpool, but he lives in Sweden with his missus, and he fights out of King of the Streets, it's called. Now, it's a Swedish... fight organisation which started a bit from Football Hooligan. So it's all in like metal gates.
Yeah.
So it's, like metal construction fencing.
Yeah.
And this was before COVID. They're all masked up to hide their identities in the crowd. It's proper underground, right? It's all on concrete. And
well,
it's
like in kickboxing, Bloodspoken, I think.
Anything goes. You soccer kick to the head, slam somebody on their head. It's... I've got it. You'll have to have a look. It's my other podcast. I'll show you it later.
You've got to show me that.
It's brutal. They're kicking them and their head's bouncing off the concrete. But it's bonkers. King of the Streets. It's crazy, mate. It's
nuts.
I mean, it's probably... And this is what I said when I had him on. I was like, this reminds me of when UFC first come out.
Yeah.
Because it's got that feel. It's
like
this shouldn't be fucking going on. Like,
is it legal or is it like an underground? It's like
I don't think it's legal. I don't think it's legal. It's very sort of underground, and I can't see how it'd be legal.
No,
doesn't
exactly sound nice, does it?
Oh, it's crazy. I'll show you it. I will show you it. I'll see if I can put a link on this video as well for anybody watching to go to it. Yes. But it's really... Oh, yeah, there's some stuff out there. And this is what I'm saying. There's like... there's stuff that we probably haven't even thought of that's going to come into play in combat sports later on. I mean, I've seen a couple where they're in these weird arenas and they're fighting. I don't know if you've seen them. They're like padded arenas, and I don't know what they're doing. It's like a jiu-jitsu thing, but there's like these angled walls that they're like flipping off, and and you just think to yourself, there's people trying to create these new sports, like, and
what are they doing?
Yeah, it's a lot of God knows what's to come, like
real steel before you know it now.
I know. Well, you know, we don't know what's round the corner, but look forward to seeing what's going to come, like.
Oh yeah, but for now, just plain boxing.
You just stick to the boxing. With the boxing, you've got so much potential, really. You're young, you know what you do. How old are you now?
I'm 18.
You're young, like, still, you know, you've got so much ahead of you.
Yeah, well, I've only been boxing I've been boxing 7 years. That's a long time, 7 years, but 7 years from now, I'll only be 25. That's still young.
Yeah.
Some people don't turn pro till they're 25.
Well, exactly.
And it's not like, you know, I appreciate, I may lack a bit of like man strength or whatever you say, but I've sparred men, 30-year-olds, 28-year-olds, and I know what I may lack in a little bit of strength. I know for a fact I make up for in skill. And I train hard. Gavin trains me hard.
Exactly.
Not many people will train harder than me because not many people want it more than I do. So I'm going to make sure everything I may have a disadvantage, and I'm going to turn that into my strength.
Well, that's the, you know, and that is the right idea. I mean, it's pushing yourself. It's pushing yourself beyond 100%. Really, because I think that's what a lot of people don't realise is when they think they're sort of at their limit, there's so much further.
Yeah, there's so much, like the 40% rule, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when your body tells you, I'm tired, that's when you have to, that's when it counts. That's when you've got to push forward.
So, yeah, it is. It's, you know, there's so much of it with everything really is a sort of mental battle.
Yeah.
Because you're battling yourself, you know. I've even found that when I was saying that, like I'd done that 40-mile bike ride.
Yeah.
And I got to like 30 miles and I was like, oh, fuck, shall I just fucking take it? And I was like, oh, no, I'll keep going. And then I was like, oh, my knee is fucking pulling. So I was like, no, keep going. And then next thing you know, you're like, I got to like SA1 or onto Swansea Bay. The wind was blowing, the sand was in my eyes. I was like, oh, fuck, I'll turn around. I was like, no, keep going. I was like, once I get to Mumbles, then I'm coming back. And you've got so much further in you. Your mind plays tricks with you.
It's like having the devil and the angel on your shoulders, isn't it? One's telling you another thing, but it's lying. You don't have to stop.
Your mind plays tricks with you.
Yeah,
you know,
it does.
It's the biggest sort of battle, really.
It's a part of human evolution, isn't it? Your body doesn't want to be uncomfortable. Or doesn't need to be uncomfortable.
No,
that's what you mean. You need to push through that.
Yeah, especially in this day and age, because everything is so easy for everybody.
Well, people don't have to, like, even down to ordering food. You can just
take away.
But even Tesco, you haven't got to go to Tesco anymore. You can just get on your food.
We should be out, like, we are, designed. We are naturally supposed to be hunting.
Yeah, of course
we're naturally supposed to be gathering, hunting, going out and getting our meals, you know.
Yeah.
But we don't do any of that. Everything's just ordered to the door. You can order it, and it's all shit, obviously, all the stuff you get ordered to the door.
It's hard not to do it.
It's easy.
Even sometimes I'm like, I can't be asked to leave today, take away.
It's easy. It is. And they've made everybody lazy. And then by doing that, you know, they've made a lot of people, I suppose, become so lazy that they don't go and achieve their goals.
Yeah.
They don't, 100%. You know.
Well, it's like I watch these people on TV and like I don't want to be someone who just says I could have done that. I want to be someone who says I did that.
Exactly.
Even if it doesn't work, I don't care. I know I've given everything.
Like, how do you find yourself from, you know, your friends who are your age? Is anybody else focused on anything the way you are?
Well, luckily my friends are all, like, you know, they say surround yourself with good people. You surround yourself with
That's right,
idiots who become an idiot. Surround yourself.
Yeah.
So my friends, they've all, you know, they all know what they want in life. They're all in university studying to be doctors.
That's good.
To open pharmaceutical stores, but they're all switched on.
Yeah.
All my friends, they want to succeed as well.
Yeah.
But that's why it's good, because I'm looking at them and I'm like, do you know what? All of them want to push forward.
Achieve something.
Yeah, so I need to achieve something too. I don't want to be someone who just sits back and says, "Oh, maybe tomorrow."
Yeah.
Not now.
You never want to be the most knowledgeable person in a room.
No.
You want to be learning off somebody, 100%. You know?
Well, every time Gavin spars us all the time.
Yeah.
He takes us out sparring a lot. But every time I spar someone, I'm straight over there. I'm not saying good spar. I'm saying, what do you think I could do better?
Yeah.
And
that's the best way.
100%.
It is the best way to do it. And, you know, it's like I'm, especially with tattooing, I'm my own worst enemy and my biggest critic. You know, I'll always, I'm never, I'm like, I should have done that different. I should have done this different. I should have approached that. But that's me over-analysing everything to the point where, you know, it does affect me negatively in some ways because of confidence. But then, if you're not critical of yourself, how are you ever going to improve? If you think you're perfect, you're never going to improve.
You're never going to improve. That's the exact same. It's true, because like you look at all these great champions, you never see them satisfied, do you?
No.
They always you can see there's always something bugging them.
Yeah.
I want to do this. I want to beat him. How can I beat him? I need to get better.
Yeah.
I'm like that now. We have a circuit in Gavin's gym, and after every session we have to do, I guess, 20 push-ups, 20 loads of different exercises. It used to be 20, but I did 20, and 20 got easy for me.
Yeah.
I could have just coasted along doing 20 push-ups and stayed. No, but I thought, no, I go 25. I'm on 70 now, and every single one of them exercises I've pushed from 20.
That's good. Go in.
And my aim is, by my fight, I want to be able to do 100 of each.
You'll do that. You'll get that easy.
Yeah.
You'll get that easy. You keep building up and keep pushing yourself, because it's just, and again, it's that psychological battle, because I've been in the process of, when I've been trying to change my ways a bit with my depression and things like that, where I've been getting up. First thing I've been saying to do is, like, as soon as you get up, and it was something on a speech I saw with some army general or some lieutenant, he was retiring, and he said, like, the first job of the day, you get up and make your bed.
Yeah.
You make sure
Is that the book, Make Your Bed? There's a book called Make Your Bed.
No.
I read that exact book.
Is it good? Yeah, I haven't read that. Is it about, like...
It's about, literally, it's about how making your bed can change your life.
Well, this is what this guy says.
Yeah.
And it could be that that's where he's got it from.
Yeah.
Because he says, like... Because it only seems a small task, but it sets you on the right path.
Yeah. You know, you started your day.
And that's your first task done.
You go back to my house now, my bed's made.
Yeah.
First thing I do every morning.
And he said, and if your day goes bad, you go back to your bed and you've got a bed that's been made by you.
That's off the book.
Is it?
It's from the book.
That's what he says. And he said, you know, because at least you know you can get into that bed and you're ready for a new start and to take on the challenges 100%. For the next day. And when he said that, you know, it's something that, and it seems such a simple thing to say.
Yeah.
Or even a simple thing to do. But it genuinely does. Because when you get hit off track, especially with depression, you sort of feel like somebody's shaking you and you don't know which way's up a bit, and you sort of don't want to get out of bed. That's one of the main things, is you don't really want to get out of bed. So by making that bed, it sets you on the right track.
100%.
And then I pushed it then to doing push-ups, and then I just kept upping them. And then as soon as I finish the push-ups, I'll go and take the dogs out. So it's putting everything back into a routine.
100%. You've made...
But that's what...
Fair play.
But that's, it's, you know... And that speech that guy said, I shared it on Facebook the other day because, you know, there's a guy who I know who sort of reached out to me because I talk so openly about depression and stuff like that. He reached out to me and just asked for help, really. And... like I said, you know, sometimes I feel a bit thing when I'm helping other people because I'm still go through it myself. And I'm like, look, I don't know if I'm the right person to help you, but that's all I can do is sort of give you advice on what works for me.
Well, you've been there and done that, haven't you? So you could provide a blueprint for them. You never know.
Well, that's what I said then. I just said, look, try doing this. And I told him the story about make your bed and I shared the actual... video with him, and he said, oh my god, he said that fucking speech, like, and he's messaged me nearly every day now, or you know, every other day since, just saying, mate, everything is going a lot better, he's getting things on track, and it just takes that little push of just organisation at the start, just to get you going. you know, and it's
one step, isn't it?
Yeah.
One little step's all you need.
Just, you know, and it is a psychological battle with, even when you're at the top, or if you're at the lowest of the low, and it's that psychological battle of, you know, you can do this, like.
Yeah, 100%. So everyone watching, make your bed.
Make your bed, get up, make your bed, and then start doing some push-ups, or go and take the dogs out, you know.
Get after it, yeah.
It's the routine, it is. It's the routine.
It's the routine. What I find sometimes when I go through a phase of eating junk food, it's hard for me to get out of it and get back dieting, because it's just not because I love junk food. Don't get me wrong, I do.
Yeah.
But it's the routine.
We all do.
Yeah, we all do too much. But,
that's the thing. I mean, everything that's bad for you tastes good.
I think the dog's just messing with us there.
Definitely.
So should I have a laugh for you now? Yeah, make salad good for them, but make chocolate bad for them.
Like, when are they going to make dad bods healthy?
Yeah,
you know, I'll say healthy. When are they going to make dad bods cool?
A trend. But I'm telling you, it'll be you before you know it. Some of the haircuts I'm seeing on people now, I'm like, what is that? So
put it this way, one of my mates who I tattooed just now, he just had a hell of a mullet, and I was like, what the fuck is that, son?
I didn't think a mullet was the thing since the 20s.
Well, I did have JPH on the podcast, and he was sporting the mullet, but my mate's one, I was laughing. I was like, mate, come on now. But yeah, it's, you know, is it anybody you want to thank and that? You know, I suppose you've got quite a few people you want to thank.
Yeah, I've got, like I said, I got loads of great people around me. You know, even down to people like you bringing me on your podcast. Thank you, it's no problem. I can, you know, help expose myself. I got a great family.
Yeah.
You know, my mother, my father, they help me advertise myself, make my food. I got great sponsors. You know, you ever wonder why I stay so good looking? It's because Serg's Barber sponsored me with the best haircuts in the business.
Nice.
So, you know, I owe my good looks mainly to Serg.
So shout out to them.
Shout out to Serg's Barber, best in the business.
Yes.
And I've got obviously motorsalvage.co.uk. They provide me with money, anything I need. Edward's like, you know, he's like my Jiminy Cricket of Pinocchio.
Brilliant.
Just gives me anything I need, which is awesome.
That's brilliant.
And I've got a new clothing company I'm with called No Sleep Co. They design me new clothes.
That's great.
I'm gonna have my own clothing range, basically.
Hey, mate, that'll be good.
That's not bad at all, is it?
That'll be good,
but as you can see, I am happy to wear these kind of clothes.
Yeah.
I just geek clothes do me nicely.
Well, it's got a bit of a tattoo vibe that has to it. You know, I've done quite a few bolts of lightning in my time.
This is the Flash. This is just any bolt of lightning.
Yeah, no, that's Flash. Yeah, I know.
To a lot of people.
Yeah, definite, mate. Yeah. But is there anybody else you can think of? Is it?
I want to thank obviously Gavin.
Yeah.
Down to Gavin, he puts hours and hours into me. Yeah, he's never taken a penny off me.
Fair play. Well, hopefully we can get Gavin on at some point and get him in for a chat.
I'll try and persuade him in.
Yeah.
If I say we'll get him down here, we'll take him to La Bras by mistake. I'm sure we'll get him on as well.
Take a wrong turn in and end up here. Like,
Gavin's got no, what's the word? Like, you know, sensor though. Like people don't swear. Gavin's hasn't got one of them. So you know, you might have to get ready to put a lot of beeps.
Oh, I don't mind. I'll say anything on you.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm all right with that.
But no, I got a lot of good people around me at the moment.
That's good, mate.
My life's going in a good direction.
Well, you've got a lot of support.
Yeah,
you've got a lot of support. You have, you know.
Down to my father, you know, and obviously there's Demon Shield, Dan Gums. You know, if you're wondering why my teeth are crooked right now, it's because I never used to wear his gum shields. So my teeth, like I said, they're not going to get any worse now. I got Demon Shield, best gum shields in the business.
Where are they based?
Dan's, well, he used to be based in Cardiff, but now he's based in Swansea. Yeah. So I'll put him in any of my bios if you want to get in touch with him. But he's been with me since day one, since I was 15. So, you know, I have a lot of admiration for Dan.
Brilliant. Where if people want to jump on and follow your journey, where can they find you at?
Well, you can have me on Instagram as real Brandon Scott.
Yeah.
I was trying, but Brandon Scott was taken, but that was
just put the real one in
the real Brandon Scott. You can have me on
You're going to have loads of copies soon, mate.
I know. Oh no, hopefully not. Get me on Facebook. Brandon Scott, or you can have me on TikTok for my TikTok. Yeah. Brandon Scott 69 24/7. I don't know where that name came from, right?
I know where it comes from.
No, but it's a good name. It's a quality name. Or you can just have me on my PS4 if you ever want to just get destroyed in COD.
Well, the thing is, right, if you get to a massive level now, or when you do, right, and you've got to explain that's going to be hilarious.
No, there's no explaining those. It's a funny name. I put the name there.
24/7.
I was going to know Brandon Scott 69, but it was taken. So I was like, Don't you know what? I can go a step further. This 24/7.
Oh God.
So, yeah.
Oh well, mate. I genuinely look forward to seeing what's going to come. And
Thank you very much. I'm gonna give everyone their money's worth.
That's another thing as well. Is can people get tickets for this fight night? And if they can, where do they go for them?
100%. You know, if you wanna witness the pro debut of a future Welsh superstar, you just text me. All you gotta do is message me, and I'll hold the ticket back for you.
And what date is it on? If you tell people what
June
date it's on and where.
In Chris Ware's gym, in the Warehouse gym on June the 11th.
Brilliant.
It's gonna be a night to remember. Be there.
Brilliant. And yeah, Chris Ware, he's a top bloke. Chris Ware is he, in fairness to him, he reached out to me and he done a bit with me with his gym with depression. Obviously it's tough to try and get yourself out and about.
Yeah.
So I shout out to Chris Ware as well. He's a top bloke.
Shout out to Chris Ware.
He's a good bloke, Chris Ware is. But yeah, mate, look forward to seeing more from you. And
I'm talking all this stuff. I got to back it up now, though. Like,
you're gonna do fine, mate.
100%.
You're gonna do fine. You know,
100%.
and look forward to it, mate.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Sean.
this is Brandon Scott. Boom, boom. And this is Walsh Happening.
Walsh Happening. Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.